Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. Welcome to the Sunday edition of the Cricket Happening Show. And on this Cricket Happening Show, yesterday it was very sad that as I was telling you, there was an 80% of rain, and finally this New Zealand versus South Africa first test, which was really building into a nice final day, finally petered out in a very, very tame draw without a single ball being bowled as rain swept through at the University Oval in Dunedin and play was called off, which was very sad. But nevertheless, it really proved that how interesting a test series between New Zealand and South Africa can get. And also, for the second test match, as you know, in the first test match, they definitely found it very tough with Ross Taylor not in the, injured and really struggling. But Ross Taylor now is out of the series, and in comes Neil Broom into the mix-up. So Neil Broom is the one who has replaced Ross Taylor. Now, the only thing which is going to dominate today's cricket happenings is going to be Afghanistan, because Afghanistan have clean swept Ireland in the 3-match ODI series 3-0, which was played in India, as you would remember. It was played, this ODI series between Afghanistan and Ireland has been played in India with the Indian government giving them the permission to play that ODI series in India. And one has to say this Afghanistan team has really looked absolutely classy. And today they broke a few records which I am going to speak about. And this Afghanistan team, to me, this Afghanistan team is brimming with talent and confidence. And the youngsters are someone who, the other day we saw what Rashid Khan did. He actually derailed the Ireland's innings by taking 5 wickets for 3 runs, the leg spinner. He has already booked his ticket to this Indian Premier League 2017. I'm really eagerly looking forward to seeing the young Rashid Khan perform in the IPL. And not only that, this 5 wickets for 3 runs has booked him a ticket in the Caribbean Premier League. So these Afghanistan players, to me, are brimming with confidence, and their talent is coming out in full measure. And I'm really glad to see it. Have been a great fan of Afghanistan, because I like the way they play their brand of cricket. Sometimes I do compare them with the mighty West Indians, in the sense, at least as you know, we all call the West Indies the Calypso brand of cricket, as you would remember. And this Afghanistans have their own, whatever you can call it. It is their own brand of cricket that they play. They bring a lot of aggression and they play with a lot of passion. And let me speak about this particular match that happened. It was the final one-day international that happened at the Greater Noida Sports Complex ground, Greater Noida in India. And Afghanistan were the ones who actually batted first. They actually cleaned up this ODI series in a very convincing manner, as they put up a good score on the board. They put up 233 for 8 in 20 overs, and that itself says a lot. And the man who actually started it all was none other than the dashing opener from Afghanistan, Mohammad Shahzad, who scorched the Irish bowlers to all parts of the Noida cricket ground as he ransacked 72 of just 43 deliveries. He hit 6 fours and 5 sixes to totally force the Irish into submission as he scattered the bowling all across the park after the early dismissal of another talented bloke by the name Najib Tarakai. As you know, the other match in the first one-day international or the second one-day international, Najib Tarakai really impressed with a nice 72. But today he was out very early in the piece, out for 3. But Mohammad Shahzad was in his element today, scorching boundaries and sixes at absolute will as he plundered 72 of 42. And you know, Mohammad Shahzad, let me tell you, the way he plundered, yes, we all know he's an aggressive batsman. Now, recently, the T20, he has got to a unique record in the sense Mohammad Shahzad now, in the terms of the runs scored the aggregate runs scored in T20s. He's standing number 3 after Brendan McCullum, and there's one more batsman which I don't remember. But let me tell you, Mohammad Shahzad has stolen a march over the Indian captain Virat Kohli. Now that will really tell you what a special player this bloke is, Mohammad Shahzad, who likes to really belt the leather out of the ball given an opportunity. And after that, so Mohammad Shahzad definitely deserves kudos for doing that. As I said, now he's number 3 in world rankings as far as total runs are concerned in T20s. Usman Ghani made 23 of 20 deliveries, and then there was a bit of a lull there, and the Afghanistans were really reduced to 121 for 5 after the dismissal. After Mohammad Shahzad was big, but the other players were not able to really come to the party. Usman Ghani was bowled for 23, 20 deliveries, 3 fours. Asghar Stanigzai made 12 of 5 deliveries, 1 4 and 1 6. And Najibullah Zadran, the talented one, was also gone for 1 to the leg spin of Mulder. But after that, Samiullah Shenwari also left the scene, out for 13, and this was really getting. Before at 121 for 5, Afghanistan were. I would say the Ireland had definitely control on the game. On the 13th over, they were 121 for 5, only 7 runs to go, and also, in fact, they hammered. Now it was Mohammad Shahzad who started it all, but the other hammering came from the number 6 batsman, an experienced bloke at that, Mohammad Nabi, who absolutely carted runs with absolute ease, as he really made something a record. Probably scored the highest score by a number 6 batsman in T20s, as Mohammad Nabi was someone who really played in a Mohammad Shahzad-esque way, I would say, as he really carted the Irish bowlers to all parts of the ground to make 89 runs of just 30 deliveries with 6 fours and 9 sixes, which is a record by an associate player in cricket. In the sense, an associate nation, the record was actually held by Steve Myberg, I reckon, or Mohammad Shahzad with 8 sixes, and he broke that record with 9 sixes. He was hitting sixes which were sailing absolutely in such a smooth fashion into the stands. And he was simply brilliant, I would say, from 121. And also, as I said, 104 runs were taken of the last 6 overs. And this is a record. It has never happened. No team, probably, it is Australia probably have come close with 97 runs. But Afghanistan was something special. They broke a few records today to really get themselves really noticed. And in T20s, I think this Afghanistan is going to look very dangerous. Mohammad Nabi take a bow, 89 he was run out of 30 deliveries. Only 30 deliveries he took to scorch 89, 6 fours and 9 sixes. Tremendous stuff from Mohammad Nabi. Karim Janat was out for 6, Rashid Khan 1, and Afghanistan finally finished off on a real high at 233 for 8. Now the bowling figures does not make any happy reading. McCarthy, 4 overs, went for 69 runs. He was totally his bowling was absolutely murdered by Shahzad. Dockrell, 4 overs, 35. Kevin O'Brien, 4 overs. One thing that Kevin O'Brien one can say is that he was the one who really made a sort of a real wobble in the middle order. Kevin O'Brien picked up 4 wickets for 45. Shane Thompson, 3 overs, went for 36. Mulder, the leg spinner, got carted for 32 with 2 wickets. And Andy McBride bowled 1 over, 1 for 11. Now the Irish were given a target of 234 to chase from 20 overs. Let's see what really happened. Well, they got a good start. They got a nice, I would say they got an electric start, one could say, because they were chasing runs at at a rate of 11.65 runs per over Irish, and Peter Stirling and Thompson really started rattling along at some very, very nice pace as Shahpur Zadran came under the hammer of Peter Stirling and Shane Thompson's bat as they made 65 runs in 26 deliveries. So 4.2 over 65 runs were taken, and finally it was Shahpur Zadran who picked up the wicket of Stirling for 49 of 20 deliveries, 6 fours and 3 sixes. Shane Thompson contributed a very hard hit 43 of just 18 deliveries with 2 fours and 5 sixes. And then we had Porterfield out for 16 of 14 deliveries, 1 4. Kevin O'Brien, who probably one would have expected him to fire on such a good batting pitch, but Kevin O'Brien was dismissed cheaply for 3 of 6 deliveries. Wilson was the man who really took the innings further and started giving some bit of hope to the Irish there with an innings of 59 of 34 deliveries, 5 fours and 2 sixes. But the problem for Ireland was there was not much support coming in from the lower order. Andy McBride was out for 13 of 8 deliveries with 1 6. Tucker was out for 16 of 14 deliveries with 1 6. Thompson was out for naught. Dockrell 2, McCarthy naught. And this Ireland innings came to an end. They definitely gave it a good fight. I would say there was a good fight by Ireland, but all they could do was muster 205. They were all out for 205, and in fact the Afghanistanis won the match by 28 runs to actually win the ODI series, the 3-match ODI series in great style as they clean swept the Irish team to 3-0 in this ODI series. Looking at the bowling, it was Shahpur Zadran who was the most costly, 4 overs getting for 1 for 60. So he really got carted. Amir Hamza, 4 overs, 2 for 39. Mohammad Nabi also got a bit of beating, 3.2 overs, no made 1 for 43. Kareem Jannat, 4 overs, 2 for 34. And Rashid Khan, the leggy, 4 overs, 3 for 28. And Afghanistan winning the 3-match ODI series 3-0 for the first time played in India. And the player of the match going to Mohammad Nabi of Afghanistan for his superlative innings, and player of the series going to Rashid Khan, the right-arm leggy from Afghanistan. And Afghanistan, congratulations on clean sweeping the Irish team 3-0 in the ODI series. So that was the one which really dominated this cricket happening show of mine. And now let's have a look at some cricket news, if at all there is one. So looking at the cricket news, there's not much to see. Well, Faf du Plessis, the South African captain, who himself was involved in an incident when you remember when he was pulled up by the ICC for using mint on the cricket ball, and he has come up. He has really been following the Australia, the Bangalore match, and he has come up and saying he was a bit surprised that in the DRS incident that happened in India, in Bengaluru, between India and Australia, there was no action taken on either on Kohli or Stephen Smith. So that is a statement that he has made. Well, dear fan subscribers, I think it's almost time for me to say goodbye on this cricket show by promising you that the next cricket show will be tomorrow. That's on a Monday. And I'll be seeing you all tomorrow, and this is your host Ram signing off this on a Sunday. Thank you.